All right, this is our regular trommel build. We haven't touched it since. It's been really wet, and we got a couple good days coming of sunshine. If you haven't seen the trommel build, go back a couple episodes and check it out. So we had a lot of recommendations, and we're gonna put some of those changes into effect. Not big changes, but definitely important ones. First things first, Meg, come over here. So I have this thing working directly off the drive shaft. Right here I have a pulley, a drive pulley that's directly attached to the drive shaft, meaning when the engine's spinning, even when you start it up, it's gonna start moving these pulleys, see? That's kind of cool. It shows you how the belts are moving at different speeds. But anyway, let me fire this up and show you, and I'll tell you what I don't like about that. On, start. That's on low speed. Increased it a little bit. All right, it'd be good to have this engine start up. That's warm. It'd be good to have it start up and just let it warm up and go through a couple cycles without a load on the shaft. I'll get more life out of the engine that way. There's just a bunch of benefits to it, not to mention safety. So you don't want to start the engine and things start spinning. You want to just make sure the engine's running, apply a little gas, and get this thing rolling. So what I did in order to solve that, we're going to replace this here with a centrifugal clutch. I have a clutch that basically when the shaft is spinning inside of it, okay, they move independently. So if the shaft is spinning like this, it has to reach a certain number of RPMs to get this thing to spin with it. So hopefully that makes sense. So I got one of these. It wasn't too expensive. I'm going to replace this with this, and the pulley itself I think is about the same size. If not, it's about a 1/4 inch difference. So real quick, let's get this thing off, let's get this thing on, but first I want to oil this up, and I might need to modify this. That's the other problem. This engine shaft on the Predator engine, the smallest one they sell, is a 5/8 inch shaft. This, I couldn't find one with a 5/8 inch bore on it, so I got this little sleeve that we could slip on the shaft, and then this thing slips through into the
Did you make that sleeve?
No, I didn't make it. I ordered it. I did cut it down to the proper size. It was a lot longer. So, but the keyway will slip through there, and we should be good. But I'm feeling some friction here. I think I'm going to sand this down just a little bit. So let's get this off and get started. That was nice and easy. All right, let's get this off. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
I just try to avoid getting the shadow of the camera in my shot.
Yeah, I know, it's hard sometimes. It's not the end of the world. All right, that's that, and we need this keyway off too. That might need a little convincing.
Why is it called a keyway?
That's a key. It puts the two together. See, there's a little slot here and a slot here on the shaft.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could probably get away with just screwing this all the way down. It's just meant to keep the two together. That's what it's called, a keyway. Smooth?
Nicely done.
All right, cool. All right, when I put the sleeve, the adapter from 5/8 to 3/4, when I put that through this clutch, it's a little too snug for my liking. And I just don't think the metal on this clutch, I took it apart, it's just not thick enough. If there's pressure, it's going to be pushing it out, causing unnecessary or undesired friction between the drum and the clutch itself. So what I'm going to do, I was trying to think what I should do here to get this thing shaved down a little bit. All right, that fits a lot better. I didn't want there being pressure between this and when it gets put on the inside of this here, because that would cause pressure to have tension between where it needs to have lubrication. So you don't want pressure there. You want that to spin nice and loosely. We're going to lubricate that, and when you get a clutch, make sure you do it make sure you lubricate it because they don't come pre-lubricated. All right, let's put this on the engine shaft real quick. Now, okay, good. Now I'm gonna line up the keyway just like that. There's a keyway in this clutch, so when I slip this on, it's gonna hold everything in place. And then what I'm gonna do is get a bolt right here and just lock everything nice and tight. So basically what we're trying to do, we're trying to get this engine shaft to spin, which is gonna be spinning this part here. Okay, and ultimately when you turn up the speed, it'll spin the both of them together. All right, I just have some plain motor oil here. Whoa, hey there. Just need a little dab. All right, just get my finger. Now when it's properly oiled up, it should spin. You should be able to spin it by hand and let it fly a little bit. Okay. Let's see how that does. Yeah. I made an ultimate sacrifice yesterday. I made a pair of snap ring pliers.
Let me see.
Yeah. I just put them on the grinder. Because I could, you know. Whenever I'm at the store, I see these. They're like 15 bucks for like a pair of snap ring pliers. Like cheap ones. So now I have a pair that I've just used a pair of needle nose on.
Mm-hmm. So you just made the needle smaller.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Reach.
Now you gotta be careful here, otherwise your snap ring's gonna go flying. There we go. That worked. That's a pain if you don't have a pair of pliers to help you out. Alright, let's put this guy on. So I want the keyway to line up with the shaft. Oh yeah. I might need a little convincing. Oh. That's gotta line up better. Middle, the engine shaft, that's not spinning, but the clutch is. And that's what you want. You want to be able to spin it and have it nice and smooth. Like that.
All right.
Cool. So I got this hole. Now I don't have the bolt for the, it didn't come with one, but I did get this whole, this whole thing assembled. I'm gonna need to tighten that down, but I need some Loctite on there too.
Okay.
You think so? I don't have Loctite. You think some like, what do you call it? The Teflon tape maybe would help? I think that would help.
Better than nothing.
Right? I mean, should I put it on the screw itself? Because usually you put it on. Let me try doing that. I'm gonna try putting just like 1 or 2 wraps.
Plumber stuff?
Yeah. Until I can get some Loctite.
All right.
Let's see. I mean, that's what I got to work with right now. I'm not running to the store for some Loctite. Hey, maybe it'll just work out really good. Definitely feels a lot better. Oh, that's the bolt. This is just the spacer. It's a little flange washer. The small pulley on. And the big pulley. Don't twist.
Looks pretty good.
Let's start it up. On. Throttle it up a little bit. The motor's running, the trommel's staying put.
Yep.
I like it. Fire it up. You get a closer look here.
Well, what other improvements are you going to make, John?
All right, so next thing that I want to do, the clutch is working great. I really like that. That's a great feature to have. Better than just putting a load on the engine. All right, the next thing I want to do is replace these guys here and add some more of them, our little casters. I know these aren't going to last very long because the hubs are plastic and they have a metal axle here. But it's like, you know, the friction between the plastic and the metal, it's probably going to fail on me soon.
Yeah.
Like once we get this thing really pushing some stuff, it's going to fail. So let me show you what I got here. I got 2 boxes of skateboard wheels. I was never a skateboarder, but I know these things are abused. I mean, guys my size use them, and I figure they're jumping around on their boards and smashing them onto the ground, right? These things are meant for impact. They're meant to take quite a bit of abuse. So, not to mention they're kind of grippy, and they have these nice bearings in them. So these were, they were like 12 bucks for 4 of them. So I got 2 packs of them, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make mounts. And I went to Royal King and they sell all these metric bolts and everything. So I just picked up some 8mm bolts, which I think is common size for skateboard. And I'm gonna use a bolt and these washers as spacers, although I might use conduit, I'm not sure yet. And I got a lock washer and some nuts here too. So we'll be able to use this as the axle and get this thing centered, and that will be our spinning component for the trommel. And hopefully, I mean, if you think about it, all that material is like bashing down on this thing. That's what skateboard wheels are made for. What we're gonna do, we're gonna replace the 4 that are on the deck right now, and then what we're also gonna do is add 2 more up here.
Okay.
And when we add those 2 up top here, what it's gonna allow me to do, and we're putting tension on the idler pulley here, and we're having our problem with this thing coming off like this, right? That will keep it in place a lot better. And I considered moving this and redoing the idler. I just don't really see a reason why. I mean, I'm gonna put a spring down here instead of a bungee cord, but that bungee's actually working out. It's bouncing around a little bit. I just did that yesterday. It was like perfect size. Just to experiment, you know? Yeah, a lot of you guys said, hey, put it up this way, and I tried it yesterday, and look what's happening right there already. Like, just a little bit of pressure is lifting that whole thing off the ground. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try it the way it is right now, and if I need to change it, I will. But that's going to stay. I'm just going to replace this bungee with a spring, and that way it'll just keep constant pressure downward. Yeah, I have a bungee cord just holding this thing down.
I say if it's working, leave it.
Yeah. All right, Meg, let's get to work. Let's replace the rollers, and we're gonna have to make the mounts though. We can't reuse these, I don't think. They're just not wide enough.
Okay. What if you widened them? No?
I mean, maybe you could. I'm not sure. Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was too easy. Wow, things are working very well today. I'm almost like nervous about it. It's got to be wider though, because the wheel's bigger than that.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just... It was hard to find this bolt with the correct amount of threads on it, and so I might be having to space those. That's the problem. You need to fill in this negative here so that when you slide this thing in, see, if I put this thing in here, it's obviously going to rub against the rubber, against the steel, and that's going to not do what you want.
So you need to pry that apart.
I do, yeah. Should I use, Meg, some vice grips maybe?
If you had like a wedge that you could hammer in there to separate them both, how about your wedge? Get your metal wedge.
You need like a reverse clamp.
That's what a wedge does.
What wedge?
Get your metal wedge.
I don't want to get my wedge.
Want me to get it?
That's not what I want to use.
It'll work though. You asked for a suggestion.
And all it's going to do is like put pressure like that.
Isn't that what you want?
Well, then you got them flared out. You need them...
Well, if you did the wedge from the side. Can you try it?
I'll try the wedge, Meg.
Thank you. It's gonna work awesome. Watch. And he won't give me credit though. He'll be like, my idea of the wedge was great. No, not like that. No. Like that. Now hammer it. Oh wow, look at how great that's working. Wait, the camera can't see. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'll turn it around.
Turn around.
No, you don't need to sing the song.
Hey, Meg.
All right, say it.
Meg.
Say it.
Beauty and brains.
Thank you.
Beauty and brains. Look at that.
It's perfect.
You're a jerk. Look at that smoothiness.
Oh man, that's funny.
Wow. I did not expect that to work so good.
I did.
Why do you constantly try to make me look like a fool? Guys, look at me. Look at me in the eyeballs, okay? Get yourself a Meg.
All right, let's do the other three, since that went so smoothly.
See, with Meg's Wedge-O-Matic, we need to prevent that from happening. Hear the squeak? Sounds like a mouse. So I got a couple, I got more than enough washers. I just took a few handfuls. Let's get those.
All right.
Can you give me a plastic container for all this? Just a random one in there.
Plastic random container. Can you find one?
The washing
Cause
machine, it's over there. All those random Tupperwares that you gave me.
look what John did. He built shelves over here last night in the freezing cold.
Oh, this will be fun. Oh man, this is gonna be awful. Jeez.
Want me to do it?
No, smarty pants.
There you go.
Just want to see if that's enough. Yeah, I can't get that to touch the right, so 3 on each side
Okay.
is good. Got to be a cool trick to do this.
I was just trying to come up with something. I have a
like
thought.
a zip tie.
I have a thought.
What?
Here, hold the camera. Here, why don't you film me for a change? The problem we have is that you got to get the washers and you got to make them not fall. And something that needs a Meg touch, I think. Wait a second. There's like a little stick or something. Ow! Hold on, I'll be right back.
Go ahead. You got 4 and 4?
I did 4 and 3.
Do you do 4 and 4? Yeah. Just make it even. So, alright, so you took a stick. Like
that I found.
Like a skewer. Okay.
Yeah, a skewer.
And now you're going to insert the...
I think it helps that it bends a little bit. Like a coffee stirrer would work really well.
Right.
And then you want the nut to be on this side.
Yeah, that's good. So it's not hanging out.
And then...
So wiggle the...
Yeah, because trying to hold all this...
No, you're going to lose one. Nice.
All right. I like that method. A lock washer?
You got to fill in that gap.
What gap?
There's a gap. See the bolt here?
Yeah.
Good. Fill in that gap with washers and then put a lock washer and then the nut. Man, a 65 millimeter bolt would have been perfect. We need like 2 or 3.
There's 3. And then a lock washer?
Do 2. I'm a little concerned at our quantity of washers now. Money. All right, now we could give that a good tightening, and if we need to replace a skateboard wheel, we can.
Yeah. Our sweet puppies got spayed this week, but they're recovering. Right, Maddie?
Maddie's a good girl, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you a good girl? Yes, you are.
They're getting back to them being themselves.
Yeah. You're so happy. You're tough, too. Not one complaint.
Yeah.
No moaning, no whining, no crying, nothing. She just wanted cuddles. That was it. Best dog ever.
Carmen was good, too.
Do I show favoritism to Maddie? I do?
You think? You just talked about her like Carmen didn't get surgery.
Well, show me Carmen.
I know.
Where is she?
That'll work.
Yeah. I guess it would mess you up if I hit this. No?
What I think this might be?
What?
It might be a feather. I'm not even kidding.
Nice.
Please vet. Please vet. Please vet.
Where am I putting it?
Right
there?
About there, yeah.
Oh my god.
We have like a half-inch clearance. We are taking off the grid on this side that we put on the outside,
We're going off grid.
and we're going to put it on the inside like this other side, because it's much safer and it's just better overall. We got the wire off the front. Now we got to put the wire inside. And we have new grid to go inside because we still had some of the roll that we originally used.
Yep.
So we're starting fresh.
That's the way I did it before. I just got it nice and tight like that. And then I'm gonna put it, I didn't show this in the last time, but I have 2 self-tapping screws that I screwed through. And then I just hit them with a welder, kind of like making a, what are those called? Grommets? Is that what it's called? A rivet?
Rivet. Yeah, rivet, not grommet.
So let's do that real quick. Let's just screw that in place. We'll get the other screen in too. How does that look?
It looks great. Good?
Yeah, it's like a little booger. All right, we got our caster cheap wheels. I'm taking the wheel off. I'm gonna put another skateboard wheel on here. 2 of them. But where's the, okay, here's the pull. So we got some angle here, some angle iron. And here's what we wanna do. We wanna prevent the whole trommel from jumping around. When we tried it out the first time, Meg put her hand here and just kind of like kept it in place, just to like get it working. But now, okay, this is Meg's idea, in case it doesn't work. We're gonna,
oh, wait, say what your idea was first.
yeah, see, my idea was doing a perpendicular bar and then building off the wheel to be up here somewhere. It'd probably be like that. So I'd go 90 to another 90 and then put the wheel here. Okay, I'm trying to have 3 contact points on each side of the trommel. So, Meg said, have it at an angle, and then we can mount our wheel like this. Okay, get it set, weld it in place, have reinforcement come down here to here, making this like a nice, really sturdy triangle. Aside from that, the other part I'm gonna do is build off of this, and I'm gonna have another wheel. See, there's a lip. There's a lip in the trommel here. I want to have another wheel facing this way so that the trommel can't shift. It can't strafe like back or forward. It can just basically, it'll go for a ride, and it will be adjustable. So if we wanted to tighten it up or to loosen it up or whatever, we can adjust the movability of where the trommel is, so it stays exactly where it's supposed to be. That's the plan. I think I'm going to do Meg's idea. She doesn't want me doing mine. Well, this was her idea. It's like, okay, it's at an angle, and it would be stronger because then you could get this thing higher up here. I mean, I guess she's right. I got one shaped. It fits in there nicely. I'm gonna do the other 3. So using Meg's ingenious idea, need a glove. Of course, it's the wrong glove. Oh, here we go. Alright. Here we go. Okay. Get this. Now. I slide it on here and then I beat the heck out of it. And it's been working out great. It's like an anvil. Get the holes lined up nice. There's one. Alright, cool. The wedge works great. Don't tell Meg. I'm kidding. She's awesome. So I got a skateboard wheel mounted here. This is going to be going like so. This will be welded eventually in there. It's replaceable since there's a bolt there. Alright, now I need to figure this angle out. I don't want to use more pipe than needed. I think that's a pretty good angle. That's nice, okay. Do I want it that high though? See, there's a point when, like if I lay this bar on the trommel, there's a point, like right there, where it's going to be making some good contact. But I want it up higher. I want it up here. That's where I want it. Yeah. See, to make this thing even stronger, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. To make this thing even stronger, I could run a horizontal bar, avoiding the belt around the trommel, but I could mount the bar from here all the way over to the other diagonal brace. I'm gonna keep that in my mind too. All right, Meg is assembling our wheels. We have our arms assembled here. Okay, we have
Does it matter which way I go? Because I can go like this. It doesn't matter.
Have the bolt shoot through that way, so the nut is over here on this side.
Okay.
Yeah, do it that way. Meg's trademarked. What do you want to call this, Meg? Washer injector.
Hey, it works. My thumbs go backwards. Don't be alarmed. It doesn't hurt.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
They go totally backwards.
Whoa!
And it doesn't hurt. That's just the way they go.
Meg, how
my
come
fingers go backwards
How come
too.
this has never come up before? Let me see again.
Well, my hands?
Give us a good demo.
My thumbs go backwards. And my fingers go backwards too.
Whoa. That's cool.
It doesn't hurt. Don't be alarmed.
Ready. So I want to offset this one the same as the other one. It's gonna be tricky getting the welder in there. My dad would always yell at me if I would do that, like that.
Why?
Because if it kicks on, it's gonna whip around. So he always said to lay it on its back.
Father was a smart man.
All right, that's got to go in like that. See, I don't want to invade that weld too much. All right, I think we just got to be there, and then we can like adjust that before I put a big booger on it. Yeah, it's a welder's term. Booger? You just keep going until it's like solid, like nothing, like the earth isn't even gonna move it. Right? Weld booger. A wooger. Wooger. Meg, how come you're not being the welder? You are the welder in this family.
I have done more welding.
Many of
than
you don't know that Meg is actually a professional welder. Why are you laughing? Was. But it's at a microscopic level. She used to do a lot of fine metal work, as in white gold, yellow gold, sterling silver, all that stuff. She used to do it in with using a pulse arc welder. And I mean, it's so cool. We used to love that machine just for the microscope. Excellent splinter removal tool. Am I in the frame here? Yeah? Okay.
They even did a video on me.
Yep.
Orion Welders. Just shout out.
Orion Welders, good company. Actually, awesome company. They featured Meg for their, like, to promote their own product called the 200i2 welder. And aside from jewelry, it's used for, welding batteries and like all these, anything. Yeah, dental stuff too. It's really cool. Check it out. You know what? We'll just put a link in the. Want a link to the video?
Sure, we'll link to the video.
If you're interested, check Meg out. It's only like a 6-8 minute video or so.
Yeah, it's not very long.
It's not very long, but yeah, it's pretty neat. You could get a little of who Meg was before all this homesteading stuff. Okay, let go. Good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So as you can see now, we have these two beautiful bars that will put force down on the barrel. And we're gonna reinforce them now.
Yeah, now we're gonna do vertical bars from here down to the frame, and that'll just keep everything nice and stiff. Because as this rolls, it's gonna wanna like come up, and that little weld all the way down there is not gonna prevent this from torquing up. So that's gonna be the kickstand here, what we're gonna do next.
All right.
You guys were right. You guys were totally right. I created a monster. She wants to go play with the backhoe, she said. I mean, that's exciting, right? I mean, good for her. Good for her. All right. Cool. Got my two. Why are they not the same? That'll be fun. All right. So I got one for that side, one for that side. Now what? I guess I gotta weld them on now. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. Could probably just put a little tack right there, just hold it. And then I got this surface that I can. Let's make some marks. What I gotta clean up. I gotta clean out here and here and here. And here, and here, and here. Sound like Sean Connery right there. Oh. Okay. When I'm all done with all these welds and everything, I'm going to come back around and do some rusty metal primer, and then shoot this with spray paint or maybe brush on some enamel, just so it doesn't, because this will probably be staying outside. Unless I could find a way to get it in and out of the barn. Maybe I'll store it in the barn if I don't intend to use it for a while. So, okie dokie. Let's mark this. It's going here and here. One of you suggested, getting a second grinder, and I think I'm gonna do that. Just so I don't have to do this. And I also wanted to share something else. I cut my finger on this thing, and I was actually being totally safe, but I still had an accident. Cut my finger as my left hand, my middle finger with this wheel went right into it. It went through this glove. Was it this glove? I don't know what glove it was. It was one of those gloves. See this switch here? On this machine. Meg, have you got me complaining about this switch before?
I think so.
This is a cheap grinder, and this is a cheap grinder, and it, you know what, it works. It's like 10 bucks at Harbor Freight, but maybe 15, I don't know. But this switch here, to turn this thing on, you slide it forward. It's supposed to stay there, but whenever this thing is under load, it will spring back like that. That is a horrible design. And yesterday, like, I've done this before. Where's my I'll shove something in there. I had a little piece of wood in here, but I've done this and like shove a piece of wood in there so it wouldn't do that. So yesterday I was doing that. I think I was just trying to get this in a position, and I must have gone like this and it hit my finger. But now I find myself going like this while I'm using the tool. It's just really a horrible switch. I'm gonna take this thing apart and probably put a switch somewhere else. Somewhere in line, or I have a foot pedal switch, which the thing could be left on, like just bypass the switch and have it on a foot pedal switch, It's called a dead man. Well, I call it a dead man switch. And we used to use that in our jeweler's polishing machine because it's a really strong machine. We would turn it on with our foot and do the polishing. If something happens and your two hands are on the jewelry, you would just remove your foot instead of having to come around the machine with the toggle switch. So I think that'd be safer. Just having this, maybe have a on-off switch here in line, and then having that toggle switch so you could turn it on and off with your foot while you're working. But this is absolutely horrible. That is a piece of junk. Hate that switch. This is a great little grinder for no money, really. They're basically giving these things away, but this switch is just absolutely brutal. Hate it. Okay. See, it goes off. I wasn't holding it. See, that it just happened. Here, I'll do it again. I'll just hold it normal, like this. All right, we'll turn it on, and then we'll run it, and watch how it trips off. See? I didn't even touch the switch. So here's how I have to operate it. Cool. All right, good. That is ready to weld. Let's do a little tack here, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to reinforce all this too. All right. Before it melts. That's it, little tack, that's it. Wow, that's amazing. Whew. Just a quick little tack right there. I was just barely pushing down a little bit just to get some tension between here and here. So, all right, I got a couple tacks there. So now I got a wheel up top, and I got two at the bottom. One here, one on this side. So let's go finish the other side. Show it in action here. That's spinning a lot nicer, guys. Wow, there's very, very little effort to even spin this barrel. What we really want to do is have a wheel here. All right, so I'm going to attach it here. So this needs to end up here, remember that. So I'm thinking I could take some angle, right? And I'm going to weld a piece of angle right there to like the edge of the barrel. All right, I'll cut it here, weld it, and that's stationary. It's staying right there. Then I'm going to take this rectangular bar and make it so it can move like this. So we'll merge the two of these together with a piece of like square tubing. If I weld it like that, then what I could do, this hole won't be here, but I could get a hole, or I could get a nut, weld a nut right on there, and then I could have a screw tension it down. That way you can make an adjustment with this, and then tension it down, and it'll keep everything in place. Now, if I have this set up on this side and another one on the opposing side, that will basically squeeze this trommel together and prevent it from rolling forward or rolling backwards on the whole track system. Unibet! Yep. That before. Whew. Well, hello, Maddie. Holy monkeys. Boom. Sure on it. Okay. Huh. That is just wild. That is cool, man. We got to do something about this. So I'm tempted just to take a bar one to the other. Wonder if that would, Yeah, I'm just running out of metal. Check this out. So I got this stuff here. I got the scraps on the floor. I mean, I got a few pieces of nothing really here. This is the only thing. This is all that's left of all of that metal from the crate. I barely have anything. This is all just kind of junk. Got a little plate here. That's it. So all that stuff Meg brought home, we used it pretty much the whole thing. So really neat. Using what you got. All right, let's go get this done. Go get another one of those posts.
Okay.
Down by the shed.
Yeah. You want to come see what I did the other day?
I do.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go check Meg's backhoe work. If you recall, in one of our earlier episodes about a year ago, I got Meg 2 Fuyu persimmons. Now, they're the persimmons with the bigger fruits, like apple-sized persimmons. They're not the little native ones that you find in the east. Here, watch your step.
They're Asian
variety. They're called Fuyu persimmon, F-U-Y-U. And they're absolutely delicious. So if you don't like persimmons, the small ones, try these. And you can find them in some stores, but not too often. So here's what we got going on. And I wanted to just throw this out there for you guys. So maybe someone who knows what they're talking about can help us out. So we have one here and one next to it. And we had these in our neighborhood from where we moved from, and they were about this distance apart, and they pollinated each other and produced really nice fruit. So these are about 5 feet apart, 6 feet apart, and we're hoping they can grow and merge together.
Well, our neighbor had them. We didn't have them.
When we received these from the orchard, we ordered them from Willis Orchard online. We had to wait until they could ship them to us. They finally shipped. We put them in the ground immediately. You want to show how they arrived?
I can show by just show. This is exactly how they arrived. I mean, they haven't done a thing.
There was really nothing on the roots. I should have questioned it then and just, well, we have the video, so if we need to, we don't know what the status is with these guys, but they came like this. Now, if you look at this tree, Meg, come down here. Here's what I'm thinking. There are two different, well, there's many ways to graph a tree, but I think this is a graph. And it's pretty obvious that they took some kind of tree, right? They chopped it, they grafted a branch from a Fuyu persimmon into it, and then they just resisted growth, nothing but this branch, which turned into the main trunk, and then it ultimately started shooting out its own branches. So I guess this would be a single graft tree, but this down here at the very bottom is probably something else. Matter of fact, the bark looks totally different, doesn't it?
It does look different, yeah.
So I don't think this little guy here is alive, this graft part. Over here, the graft section died. Let's look at this one, Meg. We were, well, trying to take care of them, and it went break. It broke off right here. But if you look, Meg got excited because look at this. This is a bunch of new growth. The problem is I think this is growth for whatever this tree is. And we will have leaves here in the near future, and we'll be able to tell what kind of tree they used as a graft, if that's the way it works. I'd like to know. If someone can confirm my theory, that would be helpful. So
we're approaching a year and the website's warranty.
We're approaching a year when we bought these things, and it comes with a 12-month warranty. We never got a single leaf out of these guys from when we planted it all growing season last year. I mean, this is the most action we've seen on anything, but I think it's just from whatever this tree is. So confirm, discuss. I really want to see the comments on that. All right. Okay, here we are. We're up in, this is before the first switchback. Maddie, did you see what Mommy did the other day? All right, let's walk up here. Okay, all this looks the same, Meg, does it? Right here?
Change right here.
Okay. Let's see, I got my shadow in the camera. Okay, this is different.
I widened.
Nice. Meg widened. Nice, Meg. Got close to that one tree there. That was always questionable anyway, that tree. Okay, cool. So she widened this area. We have a rock there to contend with.
And I put everything on the other side.
Let me see.
So
Let me come around this way. Ooh, she exposed this rock too. That's a piece of limestone. And then she cut this shelf over here. Wow, you did all this too. Uh-huh. She cut out this ledge, so it looks like she got it to a good 11 feet or so. Cool, and then she cut the high side. You put it over here?
Yeah. Yeah, I cut all this.
Nice,
and I
Meg.
put it over here to kind of open up.
Nice.
Because it fits the tractor well, but the car is kind
Yeah, it's pretty narrow.
of tight right here. So we're going to have to do something with this rock here.
All right, so looking down the driveway this way, you could see on the left side here, there's definitely a little wedge every so often. We're going to demolish that rock with some Dexpan.
John wants to reinforce
Right there, I'd have to weld it.
his supports. He's going to support his supports.
Okay, well, yeah, I want to tie the two together so that they don't wiggle as much. Like this, see it wiggling? And this is kind of twisting. I'm just going to clean up the metal. I'm going to weld it right where it is there. And then I'll come back with the angle grinder and just grind off the excess just to clean it up a bit. Use what you got. This is an old, what do you call it?
Fence post.
Yeah, old fence post that was on the property in the ground. It's a pretty heavy duty metal.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's metal.
All right, let's take a look at these improvements. Look, John added a twistiness.
Twistiness?
Yeah, twistiness handles, so you don't need a tool to adjust.
Adding this top bar has made this thing so solid.
You can't even pull up on it.
Like before I could shake this thing left and right, no chance now. They're totally like counteracting each other. It's
Yeah,
great.
we had to take this off. We had to take this wheel part here to get the belt where it needed to be to get everything on. But that wasn't a big deal. That's why we made things adjustable.
All right, we have tension, so let's fire it up. Let's see if it spins. That works a lot better than I thought. That is cool. These were killer. I'm proud of these things. We're gonna call these guide wheels. And I kind of had this idea all along with leaving a little flare. I wish I kept the other side as thick as this one, but if you remember, I cut that side out by hand and then I used my CNC router to cut this one out with the bit really quick. I wish that one matched, but it doesn't. Oh well. But this was cool. And then I was worried that this thing was gonna really be shaky, but man, once I put this crossbar on it, it really held everything nice. And the skateboard wheels, being that they could take the abuse now, everything is just, it's coming together now.
As long as that mesh holds up, I think that's going to be...
If I have to weld some rebar on here, so be it. You know, or hog panel maybe.
We're not planning on putting boulders through this.
No. I mean, the rocks that you see here are not even the size that we're trying
Yeah,
to get.
these are even bigger than what we're gonna.
Right.
We're gonna pick out the big ones by hand and then put the remaining dirt through.
Honestly, Meg, I plan on the mesh breaking at some point. I think we'll probably get some like 3/8 rebar and do it. Either that or get some hog panel.
Yeah.
And use the round bar from it to do this, or we'll, you know, who knows? We'll figure something out. Go try it out, huh? Let's get it up to the quarry and try it out.
Definitely.
All right, let's roll.
Let's go. We're gonna set up and do a trial run here with some real material and see how it goes. This gives you an idea, okay, about angle. The camera, here, let me get
I
it.
think I'm standing level.
The camera is level.
Is it?
Right now. Yeah. Well, it's on a gimbal, so it has to be level. I can't make it not level. So that gives you an idea of what kind of angle we have the trommel at. And we brought our little trailer. We're gonna set it up to catch the rocks.
Yep.
That's the plan, at least. You're gonna need some wedges or something. There's a good rock wedge right here.
I'd almost want the angle to be a little bit less, so it's in there a little bit longer.
I agree. I think it's too much of a incline.
And that's crazy, because it's got to be only like 10 degrees, maybe?
You think 10?
Maybe.
Maybe 15?
Yeah, about 10, 15. What I'm doing here with the shovel is just testing to see if this thing can hold a load consistently. So we ran it for what, 20 minutes or so? With some pretty nasty soil, right?
Yeah.
And it hasn't shifted off the platform. We had one belt slip from the idler there.
That we hadn't
yeah, the
tightened
bolt
down.
just was loose, so it came off. I am excited. This is good. So our next order of operation here, we have to feed this thing, and that's going to be a little build in itself. I was throwing out the idea of a conveyor. Meg was thinking we should just build a hopper directly into the trommel. The disadvantage with the hopper, in my opinion, is that you have to feed it slowly with the tractor. And you gotta kind of just hold it and like gently release material, and then it would feed into it at that rate. If you did a conveyor, the conveyor would just, you know, have a hopper at the end and then take a certain amount of material, so you could just dump it and then go get the next load, dump it, and create the whole cycle. But you know, the hopper itself would be a lot easier than building a conveyor. And that's what's next. We're going to try to automate this process, so we're just riding around on the tractor and managing the output and the screening material. So, improvements to the trommel, definitely good. We're going to mess with the settings a little bit as far as the angle, and we're going to go try to find some rock now.
I think awesome job on the improvements, John.
Thanks.
I think it is a solid machine now. We'll adjust as needed from here, but yeah, hopper sounds like a hopper / conveyor, something, so that I'm not here shoveling by hand. Sounds like a good plan.
Yep. Okay, wind, we get it. All right, you're fierce. Jerk.
Trampoline's not going anywhere.
Nope.
We ratchet tied down the trampoline.
It's like 6 feet in the ground, that thing.
It's not going anywhere.
As long as those cheap ratchets hold up.
And we'll be honest, we did it after it flew away.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Okay, guys, we're in the woodshed. The f okay.
It's a shed made out of wood.
Shed. Yeah, it is a wood shed. Okay. All right, we are, and we'll get started. This will be fun. How's that?
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think it'll be fun?
Maybe for you. Remember I told you?
You're gonna be inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna go work on this video, I think.
Okay. All right. What? You son of a... What are you, dying or something? Not dying. What's your problem, bro? Oh, you're dying. What are you... Before I light myself on fire again, let me... Whoops. That... God, it's just all sorts of awkward. Got these oversized hands with this cow across my chest.
Before I light myself on fire again, and you're not even joking.
Yeah. Ooh. Can you... I just want to complain today. Can you tie me up, please?
Yeah.
Take off this... Oh!
But tie it like it's a corset.
No, don't make it too tight. Oh, Jesus, man!
Alright. Pretty bow. There you go.
Thanks a lot. Alright. Meg with her hat.
Mystery.
With her Jack Nicholson head. Hey, just keep your head down and look toward me. Keep your head down and look toward me. It looks like you have two heads. Alright, Carmen agrees.
Yep.
Yeah, she's just repeating what I just said, but basically... Oh, that's a good point. Did you hear that?
What'd she say?
She was saying how our arms really keep this thing on track now, so it can't wander off.